Hey guys, Curry here, and today I want to talk about 5 more rappers' fan bases that are extremely toxic and that you should stay away from at all costs. A few things before I start the video. Number one, my fault for not posting a video in like 2 weeks, like a real video. School's been beating my ass. It was like the end of the first semester, so I kind of had to like focus on my schoolwork. Still did pretty shit, but that's not the point. And the second thing is that just because you're a fan of this artist doesn't mean you're like automatically like a bad person or something. I'm just saying that for the most part, a lot of the fans of these rappers or artists in general are just like not that good and just like really toxic and annoying. If you're a chill fan of someone that's on this list, then it doesn't apply to you, and it's just referring to a lot of other people in that fan base. Other than that, let's get straight into the video with one honorable mention that I have, which is NBA YoungBoy fans. This is more annoying than they are toxic, but when they're annoying, they are so fucking annoying.
Young boy's better. Young boy's better. Plus ratio. Plus L. Plus young boy's my father.
But I can't lie, some of them are pretty funny. So just for that, they're an honorable mention instead of being in the top 5. And in the top 5, I have Death Grips fans. Okay, there's not that many of them, but when you meet a Death Grips fan, they are the biggest fucking nerds of all time.
In my opinion, Death Grips is easily better than Kanye West, and they make the best hip-hop of all time, but they are an acquired taste. I understand why people would hate them.
But yeah, Death Grip fans are the most pretentious fucking nerds you will ever meet in your life. Just talking about the people that think they're better than everyone else because they listen to a bunch of random sounds and some like 40-something-year-old man that looks homeless screaming into a microphone. A lot of Death Grip fans also just shit on mainstream rap for no reason at all. Like, a lot of it isn't good, but when there's an actually good album that has some, level of popularity, they automatically discredit it and just say that the artist that made it was an industry plant or some shit like that. It's just really fucking weird, and I guess like they're trying to fit a narrative, but no one knows what narrative they're trying to fit. So it's just like this weird thing where they just always shit on the mainstream with no justification. Enough of me going on a tangent about this. At number 4, I have Polo G, and I don't really expect a lot of his fans to be offended at this because most of his fans aren't legally allowed to create a YouTube account since they're under the age of 13, which makes them 5 times more fucking annoying because almost all of them are squeakers that still can't order for themselves at a McDonald's, which makes it annoying because, they're 12, and they worship Polo G like he is the second coming of Christ himself. They worship him like he is the first rapper ever. The amount of worshipping that happens in Polo G echo chamber forums and shit like that could borderline be called a cult. I swear to God. I've also seen a lot of the fanboys that obsess over him attack like Polo G's sisters and his own mom, for Christ's sake. Like, how weird can you get to attack a rapper's mom for no real reason at all, just because you feel like it, and just say some absolutely vile comments? It's just sad and gives a lot of people like me another reason to hate Polo G's fan base. At number 3, I know she isn't a rapper, but she is associated with a lot of rappers for some obvious reasons. I have Taylor Swift and her Swifties. I fucking hate Swifties, bro. They are the weirdest, most obsessive people of all time, and they are just a huge red flag. They are practically a walking do not interact with me sign because you just do not want to talk to any of them, especially about music. They will spit out the most biased music opinions I think I have ever heard in my entire 16 years of living on this earth.
Remember, it's okay to not be okay, but remember, it's never okay to suffer in silence.
And it also does not help that a lot of them are just closeted racists. You can get a very good idea on how racist a Taylor Swift fan is based on her opinion about Kanye. The fans of hers that just refuse to listen to anything made, produced, or performed by Kanye West at all are just fucking weird as hell. Same thing vice versa too, but I already mentioned Kanye fans in my part 1 video, which you should totally watch after this video. I'll put a link in the description and at the end card if you guys want. But yeah, that's pretty much my opinion on Swifties. A lot of them are pretty normal. Obviously they wouldn't like Kanye. I wonder why. But I'm mostly talking about the percentage of her fan base, which are mostly white girls that are concerningly skinny, that refuse to listen to anything, made by Kanye, like I said before. That really just ruins, her whole fan base. At number 2, and I know this is like a very big subject to cover, I have all old heads, or almost all of them. This ranges from Tupac to Biggie to even Eminem and Dr. Dre. Almost every single old head is just a pure fucking hater, bruh. or they just have a really misinterpreted reality of what rap is today. Like, for example, literally the day I'm making this video, someone commented on my Lil Darky video, and I'm just gonna have to, let you read this for yourself. Just have a moment of silence for how fucking retarded this guy is. The mumble crapper Gucci Gang stereotype was like 6 years ago, bro. Gucci Gang came out in 2016. Give it a fucking rest. Oh my god. And I feel like this is a pretty accurate representation of like the mentality of an old head in 2022. They still like hang on to dear life for these really old fucking stereotypes that everyone grew out of like 3 years ago. Like honestly, when was the last time you enjoyed a Lil Pump song? My point exactly. We all grew out of him. So basically these old heads are just, hanging on to these narratives like I said. And I feel like the reason they're doing it is because they're scared of change. Like they're scared of like rappers nowadays being better than the rappers they grew up listening to. Like, let's be honest, rappers in the 2010s would absolutely slap the shit out of any 90s rappers in a 1v1, rap battle. And I bet my entire house that Capital Steez, rest in peace to him, would absolutely body Tupac in like a rap battle or something like that. Because today's rappers in the 2010s and the 2020s are so much more talented than the 1990s rappers, and these old heads don't want to admit it. And I honestly think it's because they're too close-minded and stubborn to just realize how much better these rappers are in like almost every single aspect. Like I swear, these old heads really don't know how much it has evolved because they've listened to like 30 seconds of one SoundCloud song from 2016 and they think that every single rapper sounds like that nowadays. Like, I guarantee you, if there is a SoundCloud in, like, the 90s, late 80s, that a lot of people would feel differently about, rappers back then. Because we only remember the fucking good rappers, like the Tupac, Ice Cube, and Biggie. Like, no one remembers the random rapper on the corner of the street that was trying to make it big. Because there wasn't any documentation of them back then. Okay, I think you get my point. All these old heads have a really stubborn mindset. I just ranted about old heads for about 2 minutes, so I really need to get to my number one pick right now. And at my number one pick, I have Drake fans. I really don't need to explain this one that much. Drake fans are the biggest cock riders of the whole century, bro. I'm being dead serious. Give every single Drake fan a medal for the amount of dick riding that they have to do to this man. If we're being honest to ourselves, Drake really hasn't released like a great album since like 2015. Everything since then has been commercial hits that are just built for commercial success. I swear, Drake's music, especially in the past 3 years, has felt like it's been made in a meth lab that specializes in streaming hits and numbers going up. And the worst part is that it's good enough. Like, it's good enough for the casual, rap fan to be like, oh man, this shit's fire, without realizing how fucking repetitive it is. Which I feel like is the main reason why he has so many people dick riding him all the time. A, because he's like the biggest rapper in the world. And two, it's because of like that McDonald's type of music where it's always there, but it's not the best. But it's always there though. It's kind of hard to explain, but hopefully you guys get the comparison between Drake and McDonald's. Because once you get that comparison, then it really opens up a lot of other venues when it comes to, listening to more rap music and just hip hop in general. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Guys, please don't have a fucking panic attack in the comments. It's just my opinion, and you guys can like any type of music that you want. I'll just make fun of you guys for liking it. If you guys like this video, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Yeah, bottles on me, long as someone drink it. Never drop the ball, fuck it, y'all thinking. Making sure the young money ship is never sinking. About to set it off in this bitch, Jada Pinkett.